Even the scariest night is swept away by the first sparkle of my golden light. I am the sun. I am the sun, the mother of the earth, holding my child in my arms. Each morning I unwrap the cloak of darkness from her body and bring her into the light, revealing her glorious mountains and deep valleys. I nourish her trees with the warmth of my smile, giving strength to their roots and energy to their leaves. The plants and flowers emerge from the depths of the earth each spring with their colorful blossoms, and they adorn my skirt as it touches the green fields. Tell you a story which took place one spring long, long ago. One morning, Bygone was working on his little farm in the countryside. That day began like every other day, but fate had different plans for Bygone. He saw a storm forming in the sky, and while the storm was blowing, he saw a shadow falling into the earth. He went to where it fell, and he found the lifeless body of a woman behind a tree. He worried because she was unconscious, so he picked her up and took her to his home.
Bygone learned that her name was Mina, and he nursed her every day, and soon she began to feel better. As the days passed, she fell in love with Bygone. Eventually, Bygone and Mina were married. The whole village joined them in the celebration of their love. With the arrival of winter, the couple's happiness soon ended. Bygone's crops froze, and he grew sad because he couldn't sell his produce in the market. Mina could see that her husband was upset, so she offered to weave a small carpet that he could sell in the neighboring town's market. But she had one condition. Bygone could not watch her as she wove the carpet, lest he distract her. Bygone agreed. At night, Mina began to weave the carpet for him. Bygone went into town to sell his new carpet. He managed to sell it for 1 gold coin. He returned home very pleased with his sale to tell the news to Mina. Unfortunately, the gold coin was only enough for them to live on for a short period of time. They soon needed money again. Bygone asked Mina to weave more carpets. Every night, Mina would weave a different carpet, each one bigger than the previous. As the burden on her grew, she became thinner and weaker. Bygone quit farming and began to focus more on selling his carpets than on his wife's physical condition. Every day he went to town to sell his carpets and did nothing more. He neglected Mina. Little by little, their standard of living rose. Their neighbors began to wonder how Mina and Bygone were able to become richer and richer. The neighbors wondered, how does Mina weave a carpet every single night? It's impossible. She must be lying to her husband. Maybe she sneaks out of her house at night and gets the carpets from a merchant in another town. Bygone couldn't believe what his neighbors were saying about his wife, but they eventually convinced him to observe her at night to find out the truth. The next day, his neighbors asked Bygone what he had seen the previous night. He said that he saw Mina transform into a bird that plucked its feathers and magically turned the feathers into yarn, which it then wove into a carpet. The neighbors were amazed and believed that Mina could not be anything but a witch. They decided, because of their fear, to burn her. Bygone hurried home before the mob arrived. He found Mina lying on the ground, half human and half bird in form. Bygone implored her to leave immediately because the mob knew about her secret. However, Mina was weak since she had used most of her feathers on carpet weaving and could no longer fly. She did agree that it was time for her to leave, so she stood up, flapped her wings, and created a fire which burned and burned until she disappeared. Bygone fled once he saw the fire, which in time burned their whole house down. But this is not the end of the story. Mina was a phoenix, so from Mina's flames a new phoenix egg was born. To this day, as the sun, I keep the phoenix egg warm until someday when a new story is born and the phoenix can rise again from the flames.
Thank you.